Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you see me well? Is there anybody there? Like the song of Pink Floyd. Good morning, Diane. Good morning, Cristina. Good morning, Magdalena. Gaby. Alina. Good morning. Wait a minute. Good morning, Julia. We just wait a few more moments. You know, it is so good to feel that you give yourself time just to be. In the middle of madness and the craziness that we are experiencing, all of us, to have the possibility to stop for a moment and to just to be. It's like, truly, the way I see it, it's like grace falling upon us. The moment that we can stop. It's a divine moment. The moment we can stop. and not be taken, but all the whatever is happening is like it's a moment of connecting to the whole. It's a moment of stopping being just a little dot and becoming the whole screen. That's really what stopping means. Good morning, Anka. We are so fixed in this little point, the little point of the feeling that we are just inside here and that everything else is away, separated from me, other than me. But stopping is like it's just a little movement into that expansion. And this expansive self is much closer to the truth than this sense of being trapped inside this little dot of this one body. We will just very briefly touch this expansion today in this meditation. As I mentioned before, and I recommend you to listen to the first meditation we did, the first 20 minutes or so of that meditation. Because the first 20 minutes of that first meditation is not the meditation, but it's more the explanation of what the meditations are about. And I find that to have a little bit of the behind the scenes of why we do a meditation or what's the aim of the meditation, I find that it's very, very important. I don't know how many of you were there. I'm very sorry yesterday I couldn't make it. We left Bucharest in a hurry because my son was in another away outside of Bucharest, and so we ran yesterday night before we could not meet my son. So now I am in a new place, and hopefully it will work well also here. So before yesterday, a friend wrote me a letter. She heard this idea that all is energy. And she asked me what I thought about it, very briefly. And Yes, everything is energy. There is nothing but energy. Our senses perceive a world, perceive objects, perceive matter, but this matter is nothing but energy. It's nothing but movement. This movement that moves at different speeds, it moves at in different forms and creates the whole universe. But this whole universe is more complex than just saying energy. But one could say that the whole universe is nothing but energy. And there is one energy expressing in the billions of different possibilities. One of these possibilities that this energy expresses is as a body. But for us, the body is something that is here and is very different from everything else. But the essence of this body is energy. And everything else is also made of the same energy, just as different. We can say, again, in a very simple way, we can say that everything is made of the same energy, only at different speeds. This energy moves at different speeds and creates different possibilities. The way I'm talking is not scientific at all. There are many more specific ways to speak about it, but in a very general and very simple way to understand, this is a very good way to say it. This plant is the only thing I found in the house to put something nicer. Otherwise, it was too plain. This plant is also made of energy, and the same energy that this body is made of. But because our senses can only see the surface, and what they see is a body, and here what they see is a pot and a plant. But at the essence of the pot, at the essence of the plant, and at the essence of the body, there is nothing but energy. Now, having said that, there is one more thing, which is that there is an awareness of that energy. And that awareness of the energy is not energy. So we could say, and again, this is not how things are, this is just one way to say it, but we could say that there are only two things in the universe: energy and awareness of that energy. And the interesting thing, the fascinating thing, the magical thing is that the awareness, aware of the energy, is I. Not me, Carlos. Carlos is also energy, but I am the one that is aware. And I am aware of the energy. Anyway, we are not going to go too much into this, but just simply to have a little experience during the meditation that this body is nothing but energy, and that there is something that is an awareness that can be aware of that energy. And everything else in the whole universe is made of nothing but that energy. Again, this is a very simple way to have a larger vision of how things actually are. So if you want to sit in a comfortable position, again, you don't have to sit on the floor. You can sit on the floor if you want to. You can sit in a chair, you can sit in any position that you feel that is more comfortable. What I will ask you to try to keep your spine straight. So just don't carve yourself. Keep your spine as straight as you can. I will recommend you, especially for this meditation, to keep your eyes closed. Because the moment we open our eyes, the vision is our most important, is our more powerful sense, and the vision just will take everything away. I want you to experience without the sense of vision. Even with the sense of vision is possible, but it's a much more difficult and complex way to understand this same idea. So please keep your eyes closed at all times, as much as you can. I want you very briefly just to make a scan your body. I want you to relax your body. Pay attention to your legs and just feel that you want to relax your legs. Pay attention to your hips. Pay attention to your trunk, your tummy. Start with your tummy. Make your tummy very soft. We will return to the body later, but just for now. Notice your chest. Notice your back. Just try to relax. Try to feel that you want to let go of the sensations of tension in your body. Notice your shoulders. Notice your arms, your hands, your fingers. Make your fingers very soft. Soften your neck. Keep your neck long. Keep your head right on top of your neck. But soften any tension that you feel in your neck. Soften your face. Your lips will barely be touching each other. Soften the lower mandible. Relax your tongue. Keep your eyes closed, but very soft. Just for a moment, imagine that with your eyes closed, you are looking to the tip of your nose. Just try to look at the tip of your nose with your eyes closed. And focus your attention at the tip of your nose. Soften your forehead. Soften the whole of your head. And just notice the whole body. Be more relaxed. Now, start to notice your breathing. And just let this air coming into the whole of the body. Maybe at the beginning you will have to take a few deeper breaths. Allow that to happen. And actually do take a couple of pretty deep breaths, but feel that the air doesn't just come into the lungs, but the air fills every part of your body. And just keep the air flowing. Now just imagine that we will use a lot of imagination in this meditation. So this imagination means that you don't have to think about it. You just imagine whatever I'm telling you, just imagine it in your mind without making too much sense out of it. It's just like a feeling imagination. Just for now, imagine that you're breathing into your feet. And the feet, when you breathe into your feet, the feet starts to melt. Just in your feeling imagination, just sense the breathing going onto the feet, and the feet start to melt with that breathing. This breathing has a capacity to melt whatever it touches. And so when you touch the feet, very gently and softly and even lovingly, the feet start to melt. Now start to breathe into the lower part of your legs, all the way to your knees. And feel this part of your legs start to melt lovingly, warmly. It's a nice sensation of start to melting down, start to become softer. And now breathe into your knees. And breathe into your thighs. Just bring into your mind your thighs, and then the air is going directly into your thighs, and this air, which has the capacity to melt, start to melt your thighs in a softly and warmly and lovingly way. Notice that the whole of your legs are starting to disappear in the way that we think about our legs. And they are becoming this mass without form of sensation. All you have in your legs, this idea that you have of legs, is just a mass of sensation. There is no shape. There is no the shape that you think that your legs have in your experience right now. If you go to your memory, you will go back to the way the legs usually are. But don't go into your memory. Just stay with the experience of this sensation of a mass without form. And notice your hips and just breathe into your hips. And let your hips start to melt. Just imagine your hips melting with the power of your breath. Remember, all this is done with this feeling imagination. It's not something logical. Don't go into your logical mind. Let your logical mind on the side. And just stay with this power of feeling imagination. And notice that your hips, with the power of your breath, they start. Just keep breathing. Let the air go to your hips. And very gently, take your time. There is no hurry at all. Take your time and just feel that the hips start to melt. And now for a few seconds, we are going to go back into the feet and see that the feet don't have the shape that you thought they had before. There is nothing there that you can think of. All there is a sensation. It's a vibrating sensation. The same with the lower part of your legs, all the way to your knees. And from the knees to the hips, and all the way to your hips. There is nothing there but sensation. There is no shape to that sensation. Just keep breathing into the lower part of your body, into the legs and the hips. And just take your time and let it melt into a sensation without a form. There is no hurry. There is nowhere to go. You're just giving yourself this time to be with yourself, to be here with me. Now start to bring the air into your tummy. Sometimes the upper part of the body is a little bit more difficult to do. But just in your feeling imagination, start to feel that the tummy starts to melt. This breathing has a power, the power of melting whatever it touches. And right now is touching the tummy. Take your time and just start to feel that this tummy starts to melt. And starts to lose the shape that we think that it has. Start to feel your chest. Just breathe into your chest. And it's like the tummy and the chest starts to disappear in the way we think about them normally. It's like a mass that has no shape. Don't try to think of how this mass looks. Just feel that there is no shape. All there is this breathing, melting, whatever it touches. Go to your glutes, breathe into your glutes, breathe into your coccyx. Just breathe into it. Just let the power of the breath do all the work. You don't have to do anything. You just have to notice that the power of the breath starts to melt wherever it touches. It's not you doing it, it's the power of the breath. And from the coccyx, you start to go up into the lower back. You start to go up the spine to the lower back. Feel the lower back. And feel that this what we think of our body or what we think of our lower back starts to melt with the power of our breath. Just stay there with your feeling imagination. That's all there is to it. The air comes into the lower back, and this power something starts to soften up, and it starts to lose the shape that we think it has, and start becoming a mass of something that doesn't have any shape at all. Start to go up into the middle part of the back. Start to breathe into the upper part of the back. Just let the air do all the work. You don't have to do anything. Start to notice your shoulders. Start to breathe into your shoulders. Start to breathe into the upper part of your arms. Feel how the shoulders start to melt and they start to lose the shape that you think it has. And instead it starts to gain this emptiness. It's like a mass where there is no shape. It's just like a blob. Shoulders, the upper part of your arms, your elbows. Start to breathe into your elbows. Start to breathe into your forearms and your wrists and your hands and your fingers and the tip of your fingers. And you feel it's like a vibration, like a vibration that is moving without no shape. And the arms start to tingle with sensation. But it's a sensation that has no shape, because the power of the breath is melting what we used to call the arm, the hands and the fingers. So only our memory has this shape, the shape of how the fingers looks, for example. But in our experience, this shape of the fingers is not there anymore. All there is a sense of vibration, of something that has no shape, it has no form. It has only a vibration. Start to feel your neck. Just breathe into your neck. Let the power of your breath dissolve your neck into nothing in particular. There is nothing there other than this breathing melting your neck. All in your feeling imagination. And very gently start to go into your face. Start with your chin. It's like the breathing starts to come up into the chin, and the chin starts to dissolve. And go into your lips, and to this mandible, into your teeth, into your nose. Start to breathe into your cheeks. Start to breathe into your eyes. Start to breathe into your forehead. And just see in your feeling imagination that the face doesn't have any more shape. It's only in your memory. It's only in the past that the face has a shape. In this moment, right now, there is no shape in your face. There is only a sensation, a vibrating sensation that has no shape. It's the power of your breath that is melting your face. It's not you doing anything. It's the breathing. You inhale into your face, and the face starts to melt. Take your time. And feel the whole of your head in the same way. The upper part of your head, the back of your head. The whole of your head doesn't have any more shape. You breathe into your head, and you bring this power of the breath into your head. And the head starts to melt. And there is no more shape into your head. All there is this vibration that has no shape. It has no form. The whole body is the same way. Just perceive the whole of the body. Try not to move the body, just perceive the body in your experience. Don't go into your memory, just in your experience. Feel that all there is this vibrating aliveness sensation with not a shape and not a form. The shape and the form are only in your memory, not in your experience. Stay with your experience and just breathe into the whole of the body. When you inhale, the whole of the body is felt by that breathing, and the whole of the body is melting. Into something that has no shape and no form. Stay there for a few seconds in silence. Just feeling this vibrating aliveness with no form and no shape. And that's all that the body is in this moment, in your experience. Not in your memory, but in your experience right now. Stay with the breathing. The breathing is coming into the whole of the body. And the body is melt. There is only this aliveness, there is only this vibration, there is only this sensation that has no form and it has no shape and it's vibrating. It's vibrating in a very almost unperceivable way. There is something warm and there is something loving there. But there is no shape, there is no form. There is a warmness in that sensation. It's very alive. Now, keep breathing into the body, but also start to look for inside. If you feel any particular emotion, maybe if you really feel this aliveness in your body, maybe you feel a bit excited because it feels very good. Or completely the opposite. Maybe you don't really are enjoying the meditation and you feel a little bit bored. That's another emotion. Maybe you feel more at peace. That's another emotion. Now, start to breathe into those emotions. The emotion of excitement, the emotion of boredom, or the emotion of peace. Start to breathe into those emotions. And this breathing has the power to melt even those emotions. And see that those emotions, even those, are made of the same stuff that the body is made of. But it's only vibrating in a different way. So just breathe into those emotions. Just pick one emotion that you feel in this moment and just breathe into it. And just let this emotion melt. And see in your feeling imagination, don't go into your logic, just in your feeling imagination, start to see that that emotion starts to melt. And all there is to that emotion is this vibrating aliveness. It's not a form, not a shape. Stay with that emotion and just breathe into it. Now breathe into the whole body. See that the whole body is melt. All there is to the body is this sensation of aliveness vibrating, which has no form and no shape. And breathe into that emotion and see that the emotion and the body melt into the same substance. This vibrating aliveness. And now pay attention to a thought. Probably we have many thoughts in our head. Just pick one thought, one of the many thoughts that you have in your head. And if you don't have any thought, I can give you one thought. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4 is a thought. It can be any thought. I don't know what Carlos is saying. Or another thought. I like very much to hear what Carlos is saying. Or another thought. It feels so good to do the meditation. Or another thought. This is so boring. These are all thoughts. See them as thought. Each one of them is a different thought. Now, pick one thought. For example, 2 plus 2 is 4. And start to breathe into that thought. In your feeling imagination, think one thought and start to breathe into that thought. And because of the power of the breath, that thought starts to melt. You can change your thought. Maybe there is another thought that comes stronger in your mind. So you can change and choose that particular thought and see that that thought starts to melt with the power of your breath. You start to breathe into that thought, and that thought starts to melt. And you see that all there is to your thought, in your feeling imagination, all there is to the thought is this vibrating aliveness, vibrating at a different rate probably. That all aliveness vibrating is no shape and no form. The same substance that your emotions, the same substance that your body is made of, probably vibrating at a different speed, at a different rate. Breathe into your body and see that all there is to the body in your feeling imagination is nothing but an aliveness vibration that has no form. Breathe into an emotion, breathe into a thought. And see. Now, start to hear the sounds, any sound that you hear, including my voice. Hear the sound of my voice. I hear here there is a dog barking. There are some people moving. Just stay with the sound. Don't go into what the sound refers to. Just hear the sound and breathe into the sound. And check with the power of your breath. Your breath has this power to melt wherever it touches. In your feeling imagination, the power of your breath touches the sounds, including my voice, and whatever other sounds you may hear in this moment. Don't go into the name of the sound. Just stay with the sound, whatever the sound is. Just breathe into the sound and let the sound melt. And see that all there is to the sound in your feeling imagination is this aliveness vibrating that has no shape and has no form. Just breathe into the sounds. You don't do anything. It's not you doing anything. It's the power of your breath that is acting on the sound, on any sound that you hear, including my voice. And now, finally, I want you to notice your breathing. And I want you to breathe into your breathing. In your feeling imagination, you're breathing into your breathing. And you find that all there is to the breath is this aliveness vibrating. It's no form and no shape. the same breathing that touches your body, that touches your emotions, touches your thoughts, touches the sounds that you hear. The same breathing touches also the breath itself. And all there is in your experience right now is this aliveness vibration. With no shape and no form. It can be confusing. Don't go into your memory. Just stay with the experience of this moment. Just vibrating, alive, vibrating. And start to see that this vibration that forms your body and your emotions and your thoughts and the sounds start to expand. This vibration is like smoke. It's like a breeze, and this breeze starts to expand. And you feel that this breeze expands into the whole of the room that you're seated on. And it starts to reach the walls of that room. And it starts to expand even outside of this room. And this aliveness, this vibrating aliveness, starts to expand into the whole of the room and even outside of the room. And all you feel is this aliveness vibration expanding, expanding, and expanding. And you stay there. Don't go into your memory. Just stay in your experience of this moment. All there is in your experience is this vibrating aliveness, sensation with no form and no shape. And I want you to notice one more thing. All there is to your experience is this aliveness, vibrating sensation of with no form and no shape. But there is one more thing to your experience. And that one more thing is that you are aware of that expanding vibration. And that awareness is aware of the vibration. And that awareness is not part of that vibration, but that vibration appears in your awareness. Just notice that the only way for you to see that there is this expanding vibration is that if you are aware, this awareness is the space in which this expanding vibration appears. Notice that without the awareness, the vibration could not be. Without awareness, this sense of aliveness that you experience could not be. And this sense of aliveness that you experience appears in your awareness, appears in your presence. Now, very soon, we're going to finish this meditation. And the vibration that hopefully you felt throughout the meditation, is not going to be so clear. It's not going to be so clear. We're going to come back into the way we normally perceive the world. And we will start to feel this heaviness of what we perceive as objects and body and thoughts and emotions. But even when those objects start to appear and the vibration starts to disappear from our experience, the awareness is going to still there. Because without the awareness, just like you cannot perceive this vibration, you can also not perceive the objects. The objects will depend on this presence, this awareness, which is right now perceiving this expanding vibration. The expanding vibration is always there, but in our experience will disappear. And instead, it will appear heavy objects, an object called a body, an object called an emotion, an object called a thought, an object called a world. Those things will come back. But the awareness, aware of those objects, that will not go. That will be still there. Bring attention back into your breathing. Bring attention back into your body. Start to feel your legs as we always feel your legs. Start to feel your arms and your trunk and your head. Take a deep inhalation, take a deep exhalation. And start to move your hands, start to move your arms, start to stretch your body. Very gently, start to move your body, start to just move the body around, move your head, move your shoulders. Maybe for some of you this will not feel good, but I do need to apologize because the meditation went much longer than I expected. And I'm sorry for it if it was too long for you. I understand, and it shouldn't have been so long. Come back to this sensation of vibrating body, and especially come back to this awareness, aware of this vibrating body. We have a class tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. I do hope to see some of you there. And we have another meditation on Friday morning. Hopefully it will be shorter than this one. Thank you for the one that stay until the end. I hope it was useful, and we will come back to it. This is something that it has to be done in many different ways to start to see that what we perceive is only a point of view, and there are many points of view that we can perceive, and we can expand into a more real way to perceive what things really are, how things really are. Thank you very much, and hope to see some of you tomorrow morning. Thank you. Please leave your comments and suggestions in the comment section. Thank you. Thank you very much. Ciao.